Happy Sunday. What I have noticed is when I am spending the majority of my research time reading up on ideas to overcome problems, ideas to be a problem solver, I have been able to navigate through my life and make connections that are truthfully making me a lot happier and a lot less stressed in everyday life. I would say to take the time, as I always say, to think on paper and look at the unforeseeable events. One big one that I talk about all the time, is preparing for, you don't necessarily want to say rainy days or bad days, but just having a life fund that is there just in case, you want to go on an emergency trip just because you want to get away from it all. Or if you do have something that comes up that's an emergency and you have to go someplace or whatever, you should have that fund because that will relieve a lot of stress if you end up in a situation where you don't have money. But that's just one way of looking at it. You should be, or we all should be, investigating these ideas that can stretch our minds and help us to understand or ponder a little bit on the unforeseeable, which can prepare you to not be as stressed out when those events take place, or to navigate through those events with less strain on your life, or to just be a person that can see these events happening in other people's life and lend them a helping hand. A lot of the time, if you're an individual that does have a great deal of extra time on your hands, a good way of being able to build up your own mind and build up your own durability to problems that you could have in your own personal life is helping other people. Get out there and ask people if they need help, especially your friends, especially the people that you've called on for assistance in the past. Those are the people that they can be your practice dummies or your guinea pig. But you should only be helping these people. It's not funny, it is, but you should only be helping these people if you can really help them, obviously, if you care about these people. We're problem solvers everywhere in our life. Your boss, if you have a boss, and that's an unfortunate thing, but if you have a boss, that company or that boss or that manager is hiring you to solve problems. So you're already a problem solver. It's just you need to start using that brain power and that energy to solve your own problems, or the problems of your children, or the problems of your loved ones. The thing that I noticed about myself, the immature me versus the new me, is even if these events are going on, is I find myself, looking at my family and thinking, well, I want to be prepared for these kind of things. So I read up on a lot of information that may not necessarily affect me right now, but it could affect me down the road. Any of those things, loss of a loved one, I see people going through that kind of stuff all the time. It's hard. And I mean, you don't want to look at everything financially. You want to look at emotional things too. Does your job resonate with your life? How do you overcome those kind of struggles? How do you overcome the struggles of dealing with a difficult kid? Things like that. You want to read up on things that affect your day-to-day life. Read, research, learn from other people's mistakes. Happy Sunday.